We wait for 2 more minutes and we start as usual. Good evening, everybody. I request you all to recap whatever we have done yesterday because today's class is 100% a continuation of yesterday's class, and I'll be asking you the questions on writing, how to write a paragraph, essay, and everything. Just recap if you have your running notes with you. Hope you guys are able to see something on the screen, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. So this is where we stopped yesterday. Now tell me, what is the first part of a paragraph? What is the first line of a paragraph called? Can anyone tell me?
Topic sentence.
Yes, correct. Now, what is contained in the topic sentence? What will be there and what should be written in a topic sentence?
Thesis.
Should the topic sentence contain thesis, or thesis contains topic sentence? No.
Ma'am, the
thesis-
last
About the
sentence
topic
of the
was-
topic sentence should be thesis statements.
Yes. No. Last 2-3 sentences of the paragraph.
Paragraph
Paragraph
of introduction. Ma'am.
In the introduction. Okay.
Yeah.
Now I'm not asking about that. What is contained in a topic sentence of a paragraph? What should be there in the topic sentence?
Given question, ma'am. Paraphrase of a
Question. And you can also easily tell that in simple words, the main idea of what you are intended to say, right? The main idea should be there in the topic sentence. Followed to the topic sentence, what are the 3 sentences or 4 sentences written?
thesis
Second.
statement.
No.
Supporting details. Ma'am.
I'm asking about
details.
supporting details or supporting sentences. And the last one is?
Concluding sentence.
Or the closing sentence. Okay. Now, this makes a paragraph, right? And now when you're writing your essay, the first one should be an introduction, which should contain 2 parts again. What are the 2 parts clearly in the diagram?
General statements and thesis.
Yes, general statements and thesis statement. Yesterday we have done one example. One person went to foreign country and he felt very nervous and all. Those were all general statements. Then he found 3 friends, and from the way that they have behaved with him, he has understood that they are not bad and the things are very fine over there. So that is a thesis statement. So what is the main idea and your opinion? The main idea plus the opinion is called as a sentence or 2-3 sentences written with the main idea plus the opinion of the writer is called as dash. Hello? Where will you write your opinion, man? Will you write in the middle or at the
Thesis
end?
statement.
Yeah, not topic sentences, main idea. Main idea plus the opinion of the person is called as thesis statement.
Thesis statement.
Yes, it's called as thesis statement. Thesis statement need not be a first statement. Mostly it will be the end of the first paragraph, or it can be written in any part of the first paragraph. Okay, your opinion should be there. Why should a thesis statement written in the first paragraph? Can anyone tell me?
Our agreement according to the given topic.
Agreement or disagreement? How will it help you if you, why have you chosen to write the thesis statement in the first paragraph?
To make the reader clear about
what are we going to write?
Yeah.
Excellent. Okay. So to make the reader understand in which way are you going to present your essay, either towards agreement or either towards a disagreement. Okay. And how would you construct your body paragraphs? How would you construct the body paragraphs? According to the basic structure of a paragraph. First statement, topic, then the supporting, then the conclusion. And always, there should be coherence and there should be unity. Okay.
Yes,
unity. There should be unity also. It should talk about one single point, not about too many points at a time to confuse the reader. And one more thing, I already told you, the conclusion of the before paragraph should be a kind of
Beginning to the next paragraph.
Beginning to the next paragraph, which is nothing but the logical sequencing which has been, coherence which has been arranged in between the paragraphs. Okay. And what would you incorporate in a conclusion, friends? What is added in a conclusion? Again, you will restate or reaffirm or rephrase, paraphrase the main idea which is written in the first paragraph, and you write either all the topic sentences, your opinion already written in thesis statement, at the end one more time opinion in paraphrase. Either all the topic statements or else all the conclusion statements of 3-4 paragraphs, you write them as main points, and then you write your strong opinion which you have written in the first paragraph in different way. And that line of closure should be a closure to the thought of the reader also. After reading the last line, he should, yes, whatever Mr. X has said or Miss X has said, it is correct. Perfect. It should be the opinion of the person. So hope you have understood what we have been. Now, technicalities, what kind of words, what kind of sentences, how we should construct the essay, that is very important. And today we'll be more going into variety of task one sentences, task one aspects. Okay. Now, there are some words, friends, okay, in English language, especially when you're writing or talking, they bring the change in the mood of the speaker or the writer and make the reader or the listener, okay, have a change or a turn in their understanding. Those words are called as transition words. The word transition itself is change. They bring the change, okay. Now, transition words are for so many situations. Now, in order to bring a contrast, okay, contrast means to express opposite, okay. So, in order to bring a contrast, you will be using these kind of words. On the contrary. Actually, I believe that hard working is very important. On the contrary, people should be very smart nowadays. It is a transition word of opposite. I believe hard-working nature is very strong, very much needed, yet these days demand smart work. Even though I believe hard work is important, these days are demanding smart work. Okay, likewise, you can we try? Come on. I gave you 3 examples. Can we try for still? Anyone come with still? I believe that hard work is needed needed these days. Sorry. I believe hard work is the main criteria for success. Write down, all of you, write this sentence. I believe hard work is the main criteria for success. That is one sentence. Second sentence. These days, smart work is important. These days, smart work is important. I believe hard work is the criteria for success. Second sentence, these days, smart work is important. Now I want one of you to tell me the sentence with still.
Still, there is a lot of work to do.
Use the same 2 sentences, not your own sentence.
Okay.
Sandarbham should be the same, man, not your own Sandarbham.
If you got succeed in life, still there is more to success, to get success.
No, I will help you. See here. First sentence, hard work is the criteria for success. What is the second sentence? Hello?
These days, smart work is important.
These days, smart work is important. Okay. I believe, whatever the sentence, I believe hard work is the criteria for success, yet smart work is important these days. I did not change the meaning. Even though hard work is the criteria for success, Smart work is important these days. Hard work is a criteria for success. Still, smart work is important these days. In comparison to hard work, smart work is very important these days. Okay, and on one hand, on one hand, hard work is important, but on the other hand, smart work is very important these days. On one hand, hard work is the main criteria for success, but on the other hand, smart work is very important these days. Hard work is the criteria for success. At the same time, smart work is very important these days. See? Any other word you want me to use and make the sentence? In spite of being, this dog, in spite of being, what is the first sentence? Repeat it, first sentence. Hard work is the criteria for success.
I believe the hard work is criteria for success.
Okay. In spite of believing that hard work is a criteria for success, smart work is important these days. Despite my belief that hard work is the criteria for success, okay, so and so, so and so. Second sentence as it is. Hard work is the criteria of success. Alternatively, smart work is important these days. Likewise. Okay, so we should construct the sentences because last time you asked me the examples.
Ma'am,
Amma, tell me.
notwithstanding,
You want me the sentence?
example for notwithstanding.
Yeah, I'll tell you. Can you? I didn't note down the sentence. That's why I'm getting confusion. Hard work is the criteria for. I believe is there. Did I tell you that?
Yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
ma'am.
I believe hard work is the criteria for success.
Hard work is the criteria for success. Okay.
These days, smart work is important.
That is okay. Notwithstanding, you can write down the sentence also. Notwithstanding my belief that hard work is the criteria for success, comma, smart work is whatever I said, same sentence, continue. Okay. This
Okay.
notwithstanding, I will explain you when I teach you the sentences, simple, compound, complex sentences. This is the highest sentence, okay, which we have for 11th and 12th and ICSE syllabus, right? And these are all the words which are to be used. These are taken from IELTS only. So these are the words to be used in construction of your, paragraphs of your writing part. Now let us go for addition. This PPT I'll share with you. These words I'll share with you today so that you can practice on those words. Now addition. If you want to go for addition, you will use the word further, furthermore, moreover, in addition, additionally, besides, to, also, again, first, second, firstly, secondly, thirdly, likewise, finally, lastly also. Okay, these are all addition words. And now again, however, contrast words. However, nevertheless, on the other hand, on the contrary, even so, alternatively, at the same time, though, otherwise, instead, nonetheless, conversely. So these are all the words which are to be used for contrast. See, when you want to add some information more, you believe in this, you also believe in that, you have to go for addition words. These are all conjunctions. Okay, so not only subordinating as well as coordinating conjunctions. And next, contrast. If you want to show something opposite, you wanted to see this, but there is also some other option. So if in the place of but, you have to use these contrast words. In the place of end, you have to end or addition, you have to go for additional words. Okay, see the words further, furthermore, moreover, in addition, additionally, besides. Beside means it's a preposition. Beside. I am sitting beside my friend. But beside means by the side of. Besides means in addition to, which means I came into the class, my friend came into the class. Besides me, my friend came into the class. In addition to me, my friend came into the class. Okay, my friend and I came to the class. That's how you have to get. Okay. Now again, These are the transition words for more list, right? Next, see here, you have again not only addition and contrast, you have emphasis words. Emphasis means you have to stress on some expression. You have to specialize that more, expression or emotion in the dialogue or else your sentence, and make it more elevated. Then you will be using the emphasis words. And order words, when you want to mention time, chronological order, everything, you go for order words. So not only addition and contrast, you have emphasis as well as order words also. Emphasis are undoubtedly, indeed, obviously. Obviously means clearly, for sure, likewise. And particularly, in particular, especially, clearly, importantly, absolutely, definitely, without a doubt, never, it should be noted. And order words are first or firstly, second or secondly, third or thirdly, finally, at this time, following, previous or previously, before, subsequently. Okay. Above all, last but not the least, first and the foremost. Okay. So these are the words which are to be taken into consideration for sure, and you have to use them in your language when you're writing your essays. Maybe in your speaking also you have to. Okay. Next. Then again, transition words for conclusion. Okay. So all in all, overall, generally speaking, in the long run, as has been noted in a word, for the most part, after all, in the final analysis, all the things considered, in summary, see, you may ask example, we can go for every word also. For example, first you get to know the words, then we'll go for the examples. In summary, conclusion, in short, in brief, in essence, to summarize. See how many ways you can conclude. On balance, altogether, in fact, as shown above, ordinarily, usually, by and large, to sum up, on the whole, in any event, in either case, given these points, obviously, definitely, ultimately. Okay. Next, I'll come up for asking you the sentences, and we try for sentences for all. Now for result. As a result, as a consequence of, therefore, which is again a conclusion also. Thus, consequently, hence, for this reason, due to. For illustration, which means for examples and all. For example, for instance, such as, including, namely, in this case, proof of this, like, to demonstrate, to clarify. And comparison, similarly, equally, likewise, just as, just like, similar to, same as, by the same token, in the same way. Conclusion, we already dealt with them. In conclusion, to summarize altogether. In short, to sum up. In summary, briefly, to conclude. Okay. And these are also sequencing words, friends. These are important in your task 1, actually. First, second, third, because diagrams will be given, and how they are, then, next, after, as soon as, later, before, finally, meanwhile, in conclusion, subsequently. This is a very important word used always. Firstly, in the first place, first of all, to start with, to begin, for a start. Fourth, at this point, in short, all in all, a final point, eventually, to summarize, in the end. This is end, END. At last, furthermore, further, another, in addition, lastly, last but not the least, or no least, to conclude at the end. Okay? Next. See how many words you need to know. Means if you want to have an effective essay to be written, one list, each one list every day. At least take one screen of words like this and try to construct sentences as many as you could. And as well as, okay, I did my work and went to play. Okay, I did my work, also went to play. I did my work as well as went to play. I did my work, moreover, I went to play. Okay, I did my work and went to play too. For some sentences, all the words cannot be used. Furthermore cannot come in that sentence. Some situation should demand. Additionally, you will also not, in addition to, likewise you can come, but in all sentence, all the words cannot be used in one set of sentences. It requires a special case. Okay. Firstly, let me talk about sequencing of sentences. Then finally, we will come to a conclusion that, see, firstly, secondly, thirdly. Okay. I want to do my work very well. Meanwhile, I request you all to concentrate on learning the words. Meanwhile, let me write the exam after I complete teaching you. Sorry. Let me write the exam after I were taught. I were taught, not was taught. Okay. After I were taught the knowledge of grammar. Okay. Next. I want to write the what is for which word I will check for. I plan to write the exam after completion of learning grammar. Subsequently, the test will be written very well by me because I had the raw knowledge of grammar very well. Okay, next. For example, such as, okay, I want to discuss about very important aspects of
Ma'am?
education. Yes,
Ma'am, work will come for plural, no, ma'am?
which one? No.
Work.
Were will also come in many places where you have to know the rules. Okay. And if conditionals, were should only be used, and in some situations where I was talking about, were should be used. Okay. There are special cases in grammar. Were is not always for plural nana. For I also, at rare cases, you have to use were. Okay.
Okay.
Maybe you were not taught. I will teach you that. Right.
Okay.
So fine, these are the words. For example, such as, for instance, let us talk about attitude building. For instance, people who have a very, smiley face and a good expression were thought to be positive, but it's a dilemma. Okay. Now, in case of winning the competition, I will be giving a party. Okay. As revealed, okay, as revealed by the judge, the culprit is not imprisoned in this case. Okay. Illustrated by, the work is so fantastic and it is illustrated by so and so, some name. Okay. Next, because, so, therefore, thus, consequently, hence. These are simple things. Similarly, likewise, also the same. Qualifying, but, however, although, apart from. So you have to work on practicing, and today's homework I'll give you all. Take this chart. Okay, 8 parts are there in this chart: adding words, sequencing words, illustrating words, cause and effect, comparing, qualifying, contrasting, emphasizing. I want you to come up with the sentences for first above 4 set of words, 4 set of, the groups: adding, sequencing, illustrating, cause and effect. And if there are any doubts, tomorrow we will be talking about the sentences of those. And tomorrow also you will have a homework on comparing, qualifying, contrasting, and emphasizing. So this has to be done first of all by you. Everything should not be a spoon feeding. First you use your brain and come back, and then we will talk about each and every sentence, minimum 4 or 5 sentences for all. Okay, next. Just for example, I have come up with some. You have adverb transitional words. Who's this? Hi. We are in a class, be serious. Right. Don't waste your time to chat with your friends. I went to a mall after he gave me. See, after is an adverb. Conversely is also an adverb. Subsequently is also. Ly words are always adverbs. Okay. So examples, two examples I just gave here. I went to a mall after he gave me my paycheck. Okay. I got good marks after I have done a lot of hard work. Okay. Next, bowling is a sport in which the player with the highest score wins. Conversely means opposite. Okay. The goal in the golf is to get the lowest score. See here, bowling is a sport in which the player with the highest score wins. In contrary to that, or but, okay, the goal in the golf is to get the lowest score. Okay. Next, we go with comparison and contrast words which have been there, but comparison similarly. Okay, the boy liked the birds, but he was afraid of cats. Yet, however, still, same place, nonetheless, nevertheless. Okay, if you want to write the same sentence with in spite of liking the birds, the boy was afraid of cats. Despite liking the birds, the boy was afraid of cats. Notwithstanding the likeliness towards birds, the boy was afraid of cats. Likewise, you can write all contrast words. Similarly is a comparison word. Similarly, he did not like lions and tigers. Some history was there before. Okay. He did not like children. Similarly, he did not like lions and tigers. Or he did not like pastries and chocolates. Similarly, he did not like lions and tigers. Simple sentences. Okay, next, on the contrary. On the contrary is again a contrast, opposite. On the contrary, he liked animals that could fly, such as sparrows and falcons. Okay, now it is about the same thing which was I'm just telling you in the form of different sentences, but you see, this is kind of a story. Likewise, he thought bats were the most interesting mammals, okay, thanks to their wings. So he felt mammals normally they don't have wings, but they are interesting. And therefore he likewise, he thought bats were most interesting mammals, thanks for the wings. See here, in the first sentence, the whole thing is about the boy only. But how the words are used, contrast and comparison are used. See, the boy liked birds, but he was afraid of cats. Similarly, he did not like lions and tigers. But, or on the contrary, he liked animals that could fly, such as sparrows and falcons. Likewise, again, comparing word. He thought bats were the most interesting mammals thanks to their wings. Okay. And next, order words, chronology words, time words, after, before. Okay. Before you go home, make sure you jot down your assignments. Before you take the test, make sure you complete the practice test. During the evening, you can review your work. During the class, you have to take the running notes. Later, you will be glad you did such good work. Later, you will be sad if you hadn't done your work. Okay. You will be able to simultaneously eat dinner and review your work. You will be able to simultaneously complete the task and make your teacher happy. So these are all chronology words, not chronology words. They are chronology words. Chronology. Okay. Next, cause and effect. You know, cause and effect. If this happens, that happened. If is also a cause and effect word. Unless is also a cause and effect word. Right? Since you're such a good student, you will get into the good college. Because you're such a good student, you will get into the college. As you're a good student, you will get into the college. If you are a good student, you will get into the college. Okay. Therefore, you can get a good job. You can get a job like you like. Sorry. Okay. Hence, now, as a result, you should be a happy person. Because people are happier, they have less stress. Now, in connection, if you read all the sentences as a paragraph, since you are such a good student, you will get into a good college. Therefore, you can get a job you like. As a result, you should be a happy person. Because people are happier, they have less stress. Connected, cause and effect. Okay. Next. Illustrations or examples. Ellen loves ice cream. No, it's Harshini and Sanjana, I guess. Oh no, Bhuvaneshwari, I guess. Ellen loves ice cream. Truly, she would be happy to eat sundaes every day. Okay, see, it is an illustration. Specifically, Ellen loves chocolate fudge brownie sundaes. To demonstrate her love of ice cream, Ellen is planning an ice cream social for all her friends. Okay, thank you, you too, like. Right. So these are all example words. Addition words. Ron, what is this? Promised to love, honor, and also obey his wife. Somebody. John is promised to love, honor, and also obey his wife. I like the last part. Also obey his wife. Next. Moreover, he will do all the cooking and cleaning while he studies at home. In addition to that. Moreover means in addition to that. Furthermore, he is grateful that his new wife earns enough money to let him do that. Again, in addition to that. Okay? Next, clarification. I hate school. That is, I dislike it intensely. Nowadays, small children are telling the same, but it's the opposite sentence. In other words, I want to drop out. Clarification. To put it another way, school is so and so. I don't want to do this. Next, qualification. Qualification means not the qualification of MBA, BTech, and all. It qualifies. It states or emphasizes. Okay. So, with what was possibly the greatest catch of all time, the Patriots won a Super Bowl. They almost always win big games. That means it is stressing, it is giving more importance to that. They always win big games, but they almost always win big games. Okay. With this in mind, they could be called the greatest team of all the time. So, look all the sentences at a time. With what was possibly the greatest catch of all time, the Patriots won a Super Bowl. Okay. They almost always win big games. With this mind, they could be called the greatest team of all the time. So they won a big trophy of Super Bowl. Summary or conclusion. As can be seen, give these points in long run. All the facts have been presented, and as can be seen, the results are clear. Give these points, it's clear time to consider some changes. Given these points. In the long run, these recommendations will benefit our company. Okay. So you have all these words which are to be not mucked up, friends, to be owned by you. Hardly you have some 50 to 60 words like this. And these are general words. If you start using them, look at the magic. The English will set right by itself with you. Okay? That is important, not only for the sake of IELTS. Now look at this. If you have this graph, a line graph which is mentioned, there are some technical words which have to be used. Okay? Or else what happens is they do understand that your expression of English is not up to the mark. If there is an increase, you can use the synonyms. Rise, go up, uplift, rocketed, climb, upsurge. See the new words. Rocketed, upsurge, soar. Okay. Next. See here. When there is a slight increase, then you can go for gradually and slowly. And there is a slump, fall down, you can use the word plummeted. When there is a stability, you can use the expression or phrase called as leveled off. When there is, a small, slight drop, you can write slightly, dropped slightly, or declined. Okay. And drastically or dramatically also you can write, in declination when it is a very downfall. If it is increase also, sharp increase or dramatical increase also you can write. Okay. Regarding cars and all, we'll learn afterwards. This all will be sent to your friends. Now see here again. You just see how you have to express your expressions. So the orange one, you see, there is a decrease. Sudden, it's not even sudden decrease, there is a decrease. Stability and decrease. If it goes like this, it's a gradual decrease. If it goes down very fast, rapid decrease. Stability and again decrease, it's normal decrease. It's gradual decrease. And then next one is rapid decrease. Then there is a horizontal line which stores stability and steadiness. Again, increase. There is stability and slight increase. And if it is going in a bit of a straight line and just raising up, gradual increase. And if it is going up immediately, then you have to write rapid increase. These are simple words. And then if you have this fluctuations of, ECG graph, you can write rapid changes. Okay. So these are the technical jargon which are to be used by you when you write it off, your essay. Okay. Next. You can use the adverbs which are actually ly words, okay, which will be used in order to present your view. So the sales fell slightly, the prices dropped sharply, the percentage decreased significantly, the number of people increased dramatically. Okay, there is a slight rise in, you have the adverb, Krishna, please stop. You have the adverb form as well as adjective form and the noun form also. So that we do it in the next part, not this. At least till here, you have to be very, very. I'll also give you what are the various forms of different words: noun form, adverb form, and adjective form. Okay. He is honest. Okay. He is an honest man. He answered very honestly. So in one sentence it is an adjective, other sentence it is an adverb, and other sentence it is a noun. Honesty is the best policy. See, I told you, he is an honest man. Honesty is the best policy. He answered the question honestly. He is an honest man. Honest is explaining about the man, and that is called as adjective. Then he answered the question honestly is an adverb. Honesty is the best policy. Honesty is a noun. So each and every word will always have three forms. So if you know the three forms, it would be easy for you. What I would do is I'll select the words which are required for your contrast, comparison and all, and I'll make them in three forms and I'll give you as a list, so that you can read the three forms and make use of them in your writing. Okay. Now see here. There are so many trends. There will be a raise, okay, quickly as well as fall quickly, stay at the same place, and to change. This is very, very important slide actually, this brown slide, especially I kept it for you. Okay, if there is a general rise, to grow up, to increase, to climb, to improve. Okay, that is a to infinite if it is a verb. If it is a noun, there is a rise, there is an increase, there is an improvement, there is an upward trend, you write. Then if it is a quick rise, a straight line, immediate rise, you go for to rocket, to surge, to soar, to shoot up. It is a surge, it's a, you don't say it is a rocket, it gives a wrong meaning. Okay, so only surge can be used here. If it is sudden, if you want to express this as a noun. Next, fall. To fall, to go down, to decrease, to descend, to decline, to drop, to reduce. So a fall, a decrease, a decline, a drop, a reduction, a slump. Okay, slump is the word which you need to take into consideration when there is a stagnation over there in the fall. Next, there is a fall suddenly, to plunge, to dive, to plummet, to nosedive, to collapse. Okay, if it is verb, if you are mentioning as an action, okay, if you are mentioning as a noun, it is a collapse, it is a nosedive, it is a dive. Okay, next, stay at the same in stability, horizontal line if it is there. to remain steady, to remain stable. Then a steady amount or number, or a stable amount of or number. To change unpredictably means that, ECG graph, if it is there, to fluctuate, or you say it's a fluctuation. So this is how you have to present your views. Okay, next. Again, see, as many times you just go through the slides regularly when you're doing your writing, it would be easy for you to use the words. Words to describe the upward direction. Sorry, rise, jump. Sorry, children. Sir, I'll call you again. Rise, jump, grow, climb, go up, increase, soar. And to fall down, fall, drop, decline, decrease, go down, plunge, plummet. We already revised them. See, this is very much increasing. So you can say there is an increase. There is a sharp increase, rapid increase, quick increase, or steep increase. Or the line has, raised sharply, quickly, rapidly, steeply. All these ly words are adverbs. Okay, considerably means for a good growth. It's a good growth, not very sharp. So considerably, significantly, substantially. And if it is going slowly, you go say that there is a raise steady, there's a steady raise, or the raise went on steadily. The raise was gradually done. The raise was moderately performed. You can use them. Then slightly. If there is only a slight rise, you use slightly, slowly. Right? Next, how to describe. So you will be describing them like this. Right? Means how to describe the stability, stay and remain, constant, steady, stable. So these already we did in the last slide. And this one thing is also fine. This all covers the old thing, so I will not go with this. Okay. Now, so friends, now you understood that you have to know the knowledge about all these words. Okay. Don't worry. This list and this list, this one and this one. Examples, okay? And from here, everything. No need to use this. This is just an example, whereas this one and this one. So all these, if you just go through them, hardly 6 to 7 slides, your level of handwriting goes to the next. Okay? Next. Now let us come back to our task 1, which is the more important aspect of the day. Now normally in task 1, you will just look at various things which come here in the form of a non-verbal task, non-verbal work. It can be a table with numbers. It can be a bar chart or a bar graph, you call it. It can be a diagram. It can be a process. It can be a normal line graph, or it can be a map. So any one of these 6 can be given in your first one. Any one of these 6. Not that only a bar graph is given. Even a pie chart can be given to you. Okay, 7 I can say. So you should be really very, very ready, very much ready to mention the information, and let us see every aspect which is touched upon. Okay. Now what is that you require in order to complete the whole sense or bring the whole sense of task 1? First of all, you have to write an introduction, and in the introduction, what you have understood on the whole is to be present. And introduction is again divided into 2 parts here. The first line is introduction, where you write in 1 or 2 sentences, and on the whole is given as a part of introduction, which is called as overview. What is the whole overview of the passage? What did you observe from the 2 diagrams? The main overview. When you remember, the last graphs were discussing about, bar graphs were discussing about the education level as well as the purchase, capacity of various people in 2000 2 to 2010 about the computers. So that is the main overview which you have to mention in the first paragraph. Next, present and highlight the key features with figures and data. That should be the third paragraph. And you will need maximum of 150 words. Actually, minimum of 150 words. And I told you 190, 175 to 190 are the words which you need to write. Okay, without which you cannot write a proper essay. Now, let us look into every style of presenting your things. Now, see here. First thing, we are going with a map. Friends, all of you focus. Now we are going to see a model answer for how will be a map, how will be a question for the map, and how will be the answer for a map is given to you here. All of you go and glance. Right. The maps show improvements that have been made to a university campus between 2010 and the present day. These are all important points to be mentioned in your first paragraph. Okay. So imagine a university campus between 2010 to 2020. Present day, you can write. Summarize the information by selecting and reporting the main features and make comparisons when needed. Okay. So the first one you have to keep in mind. Map shows the improvements. There are improvements. Okay. Made between 2010 and present. Now I can't give the question at once, so I gave in two figures. This is the campus, university campus, which was there in 2010. Just have a glance. Now you have to talk, friends. Before I show the model answer, you have to talk. Go from student accommodation, next university office, teaching block, come in an anti-clockwise direction. No, clockwise direction. Or whatever. Krishna, observe. This is look at the question once again. And this is it. Now this is the campus, present campus. Once again, this is in 2010. Student accommodation, university offices, teachers, teaching block, arts and science, shops, restaurants, again student accommodation, a lake, a lawn, seating area, everything. Now this is present. See, the size of buildings have increased. Lake is isolated, nobody is sitting near the lake. Now there is science building and arts building. You don't have both arts and science in one building. You don't have small shops and facilities. You have all those facilities in one big complex. Around the lake, there is nothing now, no seating. Student accommodation is brought to two big places. Again, I'm showing you the old one. This is the old one, 2010. Shops, restaurants, student accommodation. Only two. Here you have three student accommodations. Okay. Now come on. Let us talk together. What is to be written in the first paragraph, friends? Look at the question. You have to paraphrase the question as it is. Paraphrase means mention in your own words. Some words cannot be changed, like map, university campus, those words cannot be changed. Now, what will be your idea about the first paragraph? Friends, come on. Show is replaced by another word called as represent, illustrate. See, the map illustrates the development that has occurred in the university campus from so and so to so and so. You can, instead of going for present day, you can go for 2020. Okay, so that is how you can just paraphrase it. Simple paraphrasing. Then you have to give an overview. Overview about the various things which are present in the first and the second. Then you have to talk about the first. Then you have to talk about the second. That's it. Let us check the answer. Actually, he used the same word, but you have to change the word show. Okay, the two maps show the development of university campus from 2010 to the present day. He used the same question as it is, but I recommend you not to use a question as it is. So change few words to express the same expression. It can be seen from the maps that the campus has been improved and extended with much more student accommodation and facilities than previously. Okay, obviously no, buildings have increased. See the link word, transition word. Firstly, order word, time word. Firstly, the number of student accommodation buildings has been increased in number and size. In 2010, two buildings, small buildings. Now they are increased in number and size. A previous accommodation block south of the lake, directions are important, friends. North, east, west, south. South of the lake has been destroyed, replaced by a building for students, which include shops and offices. See this student facilities building. In addition, the teaching facilities have been extended. The previous single teaching block has been changed to a block only for art subjects, and there is a new building for sciences to the new camp, whatever. Not even, okay, campus. This has replaced the old university offices. Okay, all the university offices were taken away, and in that place, to the north of the campus, there is a block which is for science. The lawn and outside seating area, which were next to the lake, have been removed. The lake, however, has remained and is still the central point of the campus. Simple, 157 words. This is 157 words you can count. See, if you see the first line, intro, is just a paraphrase. He didn't even paraphrase, but you have to paraphrase. Second and the third line is mentioning about what is the general overview that you have seen in the map. Next paragraph, actually here space is not there, therefore I did not put them in paragraphs. From in addition, you have second. See, firstly is one paragraph which explained about some features, and from in addition another paragraph about another feature. On the whole, everything is covered. And this is a band 8.5 essay.
Ma'am,
Ma.
so in the second paragraph, if we see, firstly, the number of student accommodation buildings has been increased. So here they use past participle, like past
Increased.
perfect. Past
Past perfect.
I mean, most of the sentences followed by they use past perfect. So
Yes.
when do we use
Is
simple?
it past perfect or present perfect?
Sorry, present
Present
perfect.
perfect, ma'am.
Sorry, present perfect. My doubt is when do we use simple present or simple past and past perfect or present perfect?
Okay.
So when does perfect come into?
See, this is the passive form of the present perfect. Okay. This is, see, it is not only present perfect, this is a passive form of the present perfect which is being used. Okay. And when to use a simple present, in the sense, if you are mentioning anything about a regular action or a universal truth, you have to go for the simple present. Okay. When it is a completed action included with the time, yesterday, 10 years before, 1959, likewise. Okay, with a time frame of a time, then you have to go for simple past. Okay, when you are unsure about the work completed, okay, and you are mentioning that it was done is wrong, it has been done is correct. Understood?
Okay, so with no mention of time,
Time.
so that's when perfect tense comes.
Perfect tense comes into. And when you're using it in general, when you're talking or expressing something, when any action is just completed at the point of talking or at the point of mention. See, for example, I See, right now I put my phone here. I should not say I put my phone here. I have put my phone here. Because right now I did it. Okay. I have a phone in my hand. I kept it on my table. I should not say I kept it on my table. I have kept it on my table.
Or can we use simple past?
No, you shouldn't use because
happened
you
just-
did it. If it has happened just now, simple past is a mistake. It's a blunder. You have to use only in present perfect. When should you use past perfect? For example, you were talking about a 12 noon yesterday, talking about a situation of one point of time in the past. And you're expecting that that action is completed by that time, exactly by that time or just before by that time, you have to go for past perfect. Okay. When you are expecting that something would be completed exactly by the time you talk, okay, or an assumption that it would be done by the time you talk, then it is called to be future perfect. Understood? And here, these are all the passive forms which are being used. See, when you practice, you will come across. See, been. See, for example, this is not a direct present perfect tense. This is a passive form of present perfect tense. For example, I have completed the task. Is a normal present perfect. The task has been completed by me is passive form of present perfect. Whenever you have the words being and been, it is understood that it is in passive form. Okay? Right. You did not come across voice, then you will know about voice. You are thorough with the structures of tenses, no? At least? Dear?
Yes, ma'am.
You will go with passive. Next. Now let us look at the bar chart below, which illustrates 5 different industries percentage. Now we are going with the bar chart. We already did a bar chart, but roughly we go. Percentage share of Brazil's economy in 2009 and 19 with a forecast for 2029. See, 3 years are mentioned. So they have taken the statistics of 2009 and 19 and they're forecasting for 2029. See the complexity of the graph. Okay. Summarize the information by selecting and reporting the main features and make comparisons when needed. So this question has to be paraphrased as it is for your first paragraph. Now look at the question. See here. Blue one is 2009, red one is 2019, and forecasting thing for 2029 is this. Okay, what is the actual thing? Industries as a percentage of Brazil's economy. So finance industry will contribute. Food processing industry will contribute. Okay, see here. Now if you observe,
For the last one, it was said that has been, no, ma'am. For that, we have to add a verb of present participle, no, ma'am. V4 verb.
No. Present participle means V3. V4 means ing should be there. See,
V4 means, ma'am?
V4 means, see, being is to be used in the active, being is to be used in the active voice of present perfect continuous tense. Okay. He has been writing an exam. But when being and being has come with V3, it is said to be in passive voice. Okay. In the above sentence, what happened? What was that sentence? Been. See here, has been increasing if it is there, then it is present, it is an active voice. Okay. Has been increased is there. V3,
Passive
there
voice.
is passive voice. Okay.
In the first paragraph also, it is in passive voice, ma'am. Campus has been improved in the second line.
Everything is in passive voice. Okay. Right. Now, so you have to be strengthening your grammar part, right? So finance, let us look at, just analyze. Finance is that, finance industry will be contributed 30%, 31% of income to the Brazil's economy in 2009, which has been increased to 36% in 2019, and it has been forecasted that or assumed that the same industry, the finance industry, will be contributing. This is explanation, not the paragraph which we are going to write. Okay, so to 42%, whereas the same trend did not happen with food processing. First it was less, then it increased, then it got again reduced, decline. Manufacturing industry has declined too much. Now you have to use steep fall, steep rise, plummet, plunge, all those things may come. Okay, then tourism. Tourism has also declined, is also expected to decline. Whereas oil, coal, gas is also expected to decline. Okay, so that you have to mention properly in your essay. Let us see what is actually mentioned by a 9-band scorer. This is 190 words essay. Right. The bar chart shows, this is intro, shows the actual and projected share of the economy of Brazil. Actually, one line of paraphrase is missing, which he missed here. You have to paraphrase the question. This is the overview actually. The bar chart shows the actual and projected share of economy of Brazil held by 5 key business sectors. Okay, for the years 2009, 19, and 29. You can even mention those 5 words also, finance and all. Beginning with the real figures, the sectors that saw growth between 2009 and 19 are finance, fossil fuels, and food processing, with rises of 5% for 2 former, around 10% for the later. Okay, for finance it is 5% and next they are for 10%. However, both tourism and manufacturing saw falls of around 5% for the period. Okay, so they were talking about the period 2009 and all. 3 paragraphs they were writing because one is for 2009, one is for 2000, likewise. Now turning to the next projected figures for 2029, directly he went there. Only finance sector is predicted to see a continued growth in 2029, again by 5% of remaining sectors. Tourism stays at 2019 levels with around 21%, but food processing, oil, and so at 2009 levels respectively. Meanwhile, manufacturing sees a further drop in its share, falling by 10% to around 5%. So this is a very crucial spinal cord kind of paragraph. Whatever we have seen there, instead of mentioning 40 to 45, they mention how much percentage it increased, 5% or 10%, how much it has been decreased. Likewise, they have written. This is how you have to write. And overall period covered, the finance sector stands out in terms of having the largest share of Brazil's economy. Obviously, you're seeing that. And its share showed continued growth. The big loser is manufacturing, which starts as a joint smallest sector and sees both real and projected falls. Okay, so he might be a very technical writer. Real fall was in 2009 and 19, whereas projected fall is the forecasted fall of 2029. So projected is a technical word which has been means if you want to tell something which has been finalized and it will be showcased in the future, you can go for the word projected. Okay, so this completes your bar graph. Now you go for a line graph. Normally in a table or a chart or a bar graph, what is actually taken into consideration? Okay, so what is to be observed? Let us check here. First you have to observe the common trends. What are the commonalities there? Okay, so why means I am explaining how that paragraph or the essay was written. So all of you understand what is the common thing in the diagram. And does any information differ from the rest in an obvious and significant way? Some special points, like there is very much raise in the finance sector. That is a special thing which happened. Is there any special, development or downfall or a special consideration that you have to see? If so, how? How did it happen? Is there anything that 2 or more categories have in common? Okay. Now, another common point which two aspects or three aspects are in common for two factors or three factors, you write. First one is what is a very common point for all. Second one is what is a very special thing which has been showing in an odd way. Next, third one is what are the two or more categories which have in common. Okay. And is there anything that happens only once? This last point is equal to that of the second point. But still, if it is specially mentioned, you can mention that point also. Okay. So that is about the graph, what you have to, not only bar, line, pie chart, everything. Now let us go for a line graph. The graph shows the number of visitors to 4 international museums between 1980 and 2015. Okay, now you have to understand the graph. This part is same. Summarize so and so, so and so. Second part is same. Now see here. Louvre, Vatican Museum, London Science Museum, Shenzhen Museum. So 4 museums are taken with 4 colors: blue, grey, orange, and yellow, or red or orange, whatever, according to your shade of color. Now, number of visitors are taken on y-axis, and the years are taken on x-axis. That is only for our understanding. We won't write anything there. Now, if you see the number of visitors, how they have been, the total is been from 1980 to 2015. Now, if you see, among all, Vatican museums had a very drastic increase or a gradual increase. No. Gradually, it's a drastic increase. Increased steadily, substantially, likewise you can rise. Whereas the blue one, Louvre, that was a gradual increase from 95 or 2000. Not 95, 2000. Whereas if you go for the fourth one, London Science Museum, it went on decreasing. Okay. Then the orange one, Shenzhen Museum, it was stable. It went down, but it is stable. So this is how you have to mention roughly this were the planning. This is the planning that we have to do before we go for the essay. Now see, the line graph shows how many people visited 4 museums in different countries in the world between 80 to 2015, 1980 to 2015. All in all, the Louvre Museum was the most popular, with between approximately 8 and 9 million visitors each year. Okay, so Louvre Museum is popular, blue one, right? And at least the least popular was Shenzhen and the London Science Museum, with no more than 4 million visitors each year. So what is the highest and what is the lowest is mentioned. London and Shenzhen, they have least. First least one is London. Right? The number of visitors to London Science Museum decreased slowly from just over 4 million in 1980 to around 2 million in 2015. So nearly half. By contrast, the visitors to Vatican Museum increased from just under so-and-so to 9 million. 9 million in 2015. So there is an increase, Vatican Museum. Okay, the red one, drastic increase. In addition, the number of visitors to Shenzhen Museum stayed about the same over for 35-year period. They fell from just under 4 million in 1980 to over 3 million in 2000 and rose just to 4 million again in 2015. So it's a standard thing. So very clearly it is written. No confusion, even the reader will understand the same thing which has happened here. Okay, so this is how you have to present your line graph. Now let us go to the pie chart. Okay, now in pie chart, you will be tested on how you would be using the percentage. Okay, fractions, factorization, or not factorization, fractions will be taken into consideration. Just over 30%, you can write 1/3, approximately 15%, about half, under 25%, under, less than 1/4, 1 in 20 people, 5% of people. Likewise, some mathematical calculations and fractions are to be mentioned. Okay, now see. The pie chart below shows the devices people in 18 to 25 age group used to watch television in Canada in 2 different years. So what are the devices which they use to watch the television? And which age group are taken into consideration? 18 to 25. And the question is same. We have to summarize, compare, contrast, and write. 2009 and 2019. Now see, the dark blue one is a mobile phone. They watch the television on mobile phone. The programs on the TV. Okay. Then a laptop. They watch the TVs on laptop. On a tablet, gray color one is tablet. Red one is laptop. Orange is desktop. Light blue is flat screen. And conventional TV, normal TV is gray. Sorry, green. Now if you see here in 2009, 34% is this, and whereas that has been decreased, okay, to 4%, 34% has been drastically fallen to 4%. Whereas this mobile phone usage has been increased to 10% increase. And whereas for, conventional TV, 20% decrease. Then if you go for this mobile flat TV screen, it was just 8%. And now it has increased to 27%. A drastic increase. Then you have desktop computer. 18% has just gradually fallen down to 12%. And if you look at this gray color tablet, it was just minimal use in 2009, but a maximum use 10%, drastic 10% increase. But on the whole, there is a drastic fall for a conventional TV. Okay. So this is actually the common thing which is being taken here into consideration. Now, the two charts illustrate the appliances that young adults in Canada use to watch television programs and how this has changed over 10-year period from 2009 to 19. One of the key changes over the decade transition from conventional televisions to flat screens. Okay, so conventional television to flat screen, with the former falling from 34% to 4% and later rising from 8% to 27%. So drastic fall and drastic rise, making it a number one television device. Which was the number one television device? The flat screen. Nowadays, all of us have flat screen. The later has replaced the former with most popular TV viewing device. What is the later one? Second one mentioned, the flat screen. Okay, next. Another general trend is the younger people. Okay, is that younger people are now watching television or smaller, more portable devices than in 2009. In particular, use of mobile phones and tablets for viewing purposes has increased by almost 3/4 to 26%. And tablet use has been seeing fourfold increase to 19%, means 4 times increase, fourfold. This trend is reinforced by the number of 18 to 25-year-olds using computers for TV viewing. Both desktop and laptop computers saw substantial falls in usage. That means now they mostly through mobile phones and tablets they're using. Computers, laptops and desktops have been reduced. Overall then, it can be said that two pie charts suggest TV viewing habits in Canada over a period saw a move away from older devices towards modern equivalents. So this is a good conclusion given. If it is not even given also, not a problem. So this is about your how the things are being similarly done. Okay, the comparisons in between the pie charts. If you understand the question properly, you can mention it, but touch every point, but don't write every information. The table below shows, now we are going with the last but one. The table below shows the percentage participation of women in senior management in 3 companies between 75 and 2015. Okay, once again, the table below shows the percentage of participation of women in senior management. So women who are taken into senior management levels have been there mentioned from 1975 to and not to 1975 to 2015, between 1975 and 2015, or they will give you from 1975 to 2015. You should be careful in understanding. Now see here, 3 industries were taken into consideration. So in 1975, very less percentage was there, whereas Finsbury Limited had a good participation. Now 1980, 85, 90, 2000 and 2015. And to our surprise, actually, the Finsbury was very good in the beginning to place the women at the secondary level positions, but whereas Eldon, who had placed the women in secondary level senior positions, had been, increasing its number very much to 64 percentage, where this has only stood at 26 percentage. Even Bamforth Limited also has increased to 46 percentage. Okay, so this is how you have to just 3% to 16%, and that 3% went to 26% only. And that 16% went to 26% only. Whereas the 3% for Eldon Limited has increased to 64% in 2015, and that 9% has increased to 46%. So too much of increase was there for Eldon Limited. So they are encouraging women like anything. Okay, then Bamforth also had done it properly, whereas Finsbury is maintaining a standard plan to maintain the women at the higher positions. Let us see what happened in our essay. The table shows the percentage of women in senior management positions in 3 companies from 95 to 2015. While more women were in senior positions at Finsbury Limited than other 2 companies, in 1975 at 16%, the trend was fairly erratic with 2% drop and 14% in 1980, followed by a rise of 1% in 5 years later. In 1990, women held 7% more top management jobs than in 85. This is only talking about Finsbury. After slight drop back in 20% in 2000, by 2015, 26% of top posts were filled by the women. So this paragraph is just the explanation of Finsbury Limited from 95 to 2015. See here, 75 to 82% drop, then 1% increase, then increased and again dropped, and it went to 28%. That was explained. Now, opposite to that, he is explaining about Eldon, the first company. Okay. By contrast, at Eldon Limited, women fared much better. In 75, 3% of senior posts were occupied by women with no change 5 years on. Same 3% went on. By 85, the figure had increased to 14%, doubling to 28% in 90. 10 years afterwards, there was a 5% increase in female senior management jobs, with new twofold jump in 2015 and stood over 64% as the highest for the three companies. See here, 75 to 80 for 5 years, same. Then it went to 14, then to 28, then to 33, and it doubled to 64. Nearly doubled to 64. Okay. Now let us talk about the Bamforth. Honey, please stop it. The situation was less remarkable at Bamforth Limited, and the firm expected for the year 2015. In 75, the percentage of senior posts held by the women were 9%, climbing at the rate of 2% each subsequent period until 2000, after which it increased drastically to 46%. From the data, it is clear that women dominated senior posts at Eldon by 2015. For this one line, this whole explanation was given. but very clearly explained. Can you erase that, Funny? Right, thank you. The diagram below shows the recycling process. The last one is the diagram. It shows about the recycling process. Some diagrams, science diagrams, processing diagrams will also be given. Maybe it will be an advantage to you because you have studied your university level education at this point of time. Of aluminum cans. Observe the diagram, question is same. Used cans to collection, collection to cleaning, sorting, shredding and compressing, then heating and melting, then rolling, recycling, reusing. This is the aluminum recycle. Generally, we have an idea on this. The diagram illustrates how aluminum cans are recycled. First, the cans need to be taken for special collection centers, instead of being thrown away with the normal refuse. The cans are collected from here and taken to factory where step by step you write in the form of an essay. That's it. Where they are first sorted and then cleaned. So they are cleaned. Okay. Next, the cans are shredded and crushed in a special machine. The metal is then heated to a high enough temperature to allow the aluminum to melt. It is then rolled out to fall flat to a thickness of 2.5 mm and 6 mm, depending on what it is going to be used for. The aluminum is ready to be recycled into new packaging, such as drink containers. Finally, the new cans are delivered to soft drinks factory, where they are used for the cans and can now be sold in the public and reused. Okay, and so on. So same process was mentioned. 74% was recycled in US. Everything is covered. This is one of the easiest, and everything is easy. Only thing is you just present every concept, but it should not be too much of irritation with your numbering also. Too much. Okay. So this is task 1, and today I'll be sharing all the words which we have discussed. And I'll share the books. Don't worry, where will we get this essays and all? I said no, I have downloaded books. 4 or 5 books are ready for vocabulary, grammar, as well as task 1 essay and task 2 essay. I'll share the books also, so that every style of essay, even general writing, task 1 letter writing is also very completely with nearly 50 examples are also given. Thoroughly you can read them. Read only to understand the concept and how to present the concept. Don't read to mug up anything. That is very important. Because I already told, when you reproduce the same lines from some other content which is not your original thought, the marks will not be given to you. And it will be easily known to the people. Okay? Using words are important. And today actually I planned for one more thing which time is completed. Last 1 minute. Synthesis of sentences. It is very clearly said in IELTS that if you write complex sentences, marks will be given more. So tomorrow we will be addressing on active passive voice and complex sentences. Most of the class will be on grammar tomorrow and day after tomorrow. Please don't miss the class at all. It's not only for IELTS, it will be helpful to you throughout your life, especially for grammar. Okay? So thank you. Good night.